Thompson Bowling Arena in Knoxville, Tennessee. Scene tonight of our all-tell SEC matchup as the Alabama Crimson Tide comes in to play the Tennessee Volunteers. And with 4 games left in the regular season, a quick look at the standings shows the importance of this game. Tennessee at 6-6 with just 2 games out of second place in the East. And in the West, Alabama also at 6-6, but that is good enough for a 3-way tie: Ole Miss, Alabama, and Mississippi State. Tom Hammond, Larry Conley here in Knoxville. Welcome to our game tonight. The Vols hosting the Alabama Crimson Tide. And Larry, in addition to seeing 2 fine teams, we're going to see 2 of the best backcourt players in the league.
Yeah, and these are 2 guards that really have battled injuries all season long. On your left there, Ronald Steele. He's had a very disappointing year this year, but played very well against Kentucky the other day with 15 points, 7 assists. Chris Lofton also battled some injuries this year. He is still the leading scorer in the Southeastern Conference.
And what about our Pontiac keys to the game tonight?
Well, the keys for the game for Alabama, it just simply is taking care of that pressure that Tennessee is going to throw at them. It is going to be tough for them to have to look at that full court press. And for Tennessee, it's simply run, Vols, run. They get a lot of points off their turnovers on their press, and they're very quick up and down the floor. It's a very good offensive club. Tennessee, number 2 in the conference in scoring.
All right, Alabama has beaten Tennessee 7 straight times, but the Vols have not lost at home this season. Opening tip coming up. Thompson Bowling Arena in Knoxville as the Vols, with an 18-9 record, host the 19-7 Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's look at our starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for the visiting Crimson Tide, Jamario Davidson, 5th in the SEC in rebounds. And, of course, the Crimson Tide with 2 big bodies inside, Davidson and Hendricks. Matchup problems for every team they play. G. Hollinger and Steele, who comes off his best game in a win over Kentucky last weekend. Volunteers starting lineup, Wayne Chisholm has his hands full with those big bodies of the Crimson Tide, but he has an outstanding freshman season. So has Ramar Smith for the Volunteers. Lofton, his shooting percentage not up to Chris Lofton's standards, but you'll see that he is getting back after that ankle sprain. This jump ball brought to you by Alltel Wireless. Take the MyCircle head-to-head challenge at alltelcircle.com. See how the competition stacks up against MyCircle.
Nice crowd on hand here in Knoxville tonight. Both of these clubs needing victories in their respective divisions.
And the officials, Ted Valentine, Tim Higgins, and Anthony Jordan. And Bradshaw picks off the tip, though Davidson tapped it. Jawan Smith. And Hendricks, the first rebound of the game.
2 great rebounders on that Alabama squad, both Hendricks and, of course, down inside Jamario Davidson.
Smith checking Ronald Steele. Here's Hendricks. Posting up low, but they couldn't get him the ball, so Hollinger from outside hits the 3-pointer.
So one thing that Bruce Pearl doesn't need are the Alabama guards shooting like that, because it really opens it up inside for those 2 big people of Alabama.
Yeah, they have to pay so much attention to Hendricks and Davidson inside. Here's Chris Lofton. That's a good sign for Vol fans as Lofton hits his first shot.
I always think every time he shoots the ball, he lifts. He leans back when he shoots the ball, but don't change anything. It's been awfully good to him.
Bradshaw nearly had the steal. Davidson tried to feed it to Hendricks, threw it away. Off the break, they get it to Chisholm, who puts it through.
How about that pass by Ramar Smith, the freshman? Excellent handling of the basketball and getting it to the right man in the right position before Davidson can get over the block.
Jawan Smith with a reach-in foul, first foul of the game. Yeah, and what about Wayne Chisholm at 6'9", sprinting down the court to get the layup? Mark Gottfried, the Alabama head coach. And Bruce Pearl in his second season here in Knoxville.
You know, that's a good point, Tom, because Chisholm really does have good speed for a big guy. He can really run the floor.
Steele guarded closely and taken away by Jawan Smith. Hendricks hustles back on defense. Leaves it for Chisholm, no good. Tapped by Bradshaw, no good. And rebounded by G of Alabama.
Well, they'd love to have those 2 back again. Point blank range.
Tennessee's transition going, and the steal. Here's another steal. Ramar Smith lays it in. 3 steals in a row by the Volunteers.
Tell you, Alabama not paying much attention. They don't covet that basketball very much right now, and Tennessee taking advantage of it. That's what they do, though. They get turnovers off of their pressure, and they score off of it.
Tennessee, the leading steals team in the SEC. Hendricks tied up.
Tom, in most instances, it's the full court pressure of Tennessee that gets the steals and turns it into points. But it's the half-court defense that's really gotten Tennessee off of the mark here tonight so far.
And that sagging defense on Hendricks tied him up. Possession arrow to Alabama. Hendricks misses the short jumper, but Davidson gets it. And his shot off the glass is good. Jamario Davidson. Better get back. Here's Smith. Oh, tremendous play by G to block it. Out of bounds to Tennessee.
Mark Godfrey really upset with his club not getting back. Here's the previous offensive player. Just see Jamario Davidson coming up with that loose ball and driving to the right side.
But Davidson with the block, the 212th of his career, 4th all-time at Alabama. And when you talk about Alabama shot block leaders, you're talking about some of the greats in the SEC.
I think Alabama's had shot blockers going back all the way to the 50s. Of course, Joe Dean was a great shot blocker at LSU, too. We have to mention him. Hope he's listening tonight, and I hope he's doing well.
Tennessee with the ball and a 1-point lead. Bradshaw picked up by Davidson. They get it inside to Chisholm. Hit the side of the glass. Able to save it. And Lofton chases it down in backcourt. Shot clock didn't reset. 5-4 to shoot. Long 3 by Lofton. No good, but Bradshaw. Offensive board. Slapped out of bounds by Steele. Vols get it back. Tennessee battling that strong rebounding Alabama team on the offensive glass. Mark Gottfried still doesn't understand why Tennessee gets the ball here about 3 times in a row.
Well, he wanted the backcourt called. He felt like that it had gone into the backcourt, and it did. But the officials indicated that the ball was touched by his team before it went back there, and I think they're right.
By Hendricks.
Yes.
Lofton fell down. Able to save it. Ryan Childress into the game, 6'9" sophomore from Cincinnati.
Brandon Hollinger guarding Lofton right now. That is a tough matchup for Lofton. He's lost a little bit of quickness. Hollinger pretty quick.
Off a screen, Hendricks picked him up. They go inside, and Tennessee turns it over for the first time. Check some other scores as Alabama walks it up. Josh Tabb now. There's an emphatic throwdown, but a traveling call will wipe it out. That's the 4th Alabama turnover. Davidson and a traveling call, and Mark Gottfried says, what was that?
You know what? He might have been right unless he put the ball down before he picked it up.
Alabama's turned it over 4 times. They have only 3 field goal attempts. Shot short, and a foul as Cruz takes it back up. It's on Hendricks, his first.
Most freshmen have no fear when they go inside like that. Duke Cruz going up against really some awfully good shot blockers. We've talked about Hendricks and Davidson. G, in his own right, a pretty good shot blocker, and all 3 guys around him in there, and he still was battling to get it up.
Duke Cruz misses the free throw, and you'll notice that 3 of the top 5 scorers for the Vols are freshmen, and Juwan Smith only a sophomore, and all are underclassmen, including Chris Lofton, who leads the SEC in scoring.
I'll tell you, all 3 of those freshmen have really contributed to Tennessee this year. A nice visit with Bruce Pearl. He came by to visit us before the game started today, and we were talking about his freshmen. He has been very pleased with their progress this year.
Tennessee able to set up the full court pressure. Coach Pearl telling us in that visit that might have to use the press a little more sparingly because of Lofton still not being full speed on that ankle. That time Alabama threw over the top, now set it up on the half court.
I think both of these coaches have to make adjustments with their star guards out front being somewhat hobbled. I mean, they're not 100%, either one of them.
Here's Steele, one of the ones you mentioned, who's been fighting knee injuries. Threw it away.
Another turnover for Alabama.
5 of them in less than 5 minutes. And Bruce Pearl and the Vols have the early lead. They're up a deuce at the 15:48 mark, opening half. Times, and it hasn't been close. The average margin of victory over 16 points a game. In fact, in the SEC tournament 2004, they beat them 84-49. But as we also mentioned, Tennessee is 14-0 at Thompson-Boling Arena this season. Straightaway three-point shot by Childress is no good.
You got a chance to see Alabama over the weekend. You said Steele really played well. Maybe his best game of the year.
Yep, and in the last few minutes against Kentucky, he really took the game over. And there's another Alabama turnover as Howell gets down on the floor. Then calls a 30-second timeout to save possession for Tennessee, and that's the 6th turnover. And with a timeout, let's pause for this message from the University of Alabama. Mario Davidson and company beating Kentucky on the weekend on Saturday afternoon, and Ronald Steele just taking the game over late. He had 15 points, 7 assists, and 2 turnovers only for the game. There he is, Ronald Steele. Already Alabama with 6 turnovers, and Larry, you were saying they only averaged 13 a game. Neither team has scored a field goal in almost 3 minutes. Childress to Howell for 3. And Davidson with an easy board.
I was going to say Jamario Davidson out there guarding on the perimeter. I would think that they would want to keep him a little bit closer to the basket. There is a nice shot. Beauty in there.
Mikel Riley into the game for Alabama. Gives them that three-point shooting touch. He is 8th in the league in three-point field goals made. And 3 of 4 shooting. The turnovers have been the Alabama problem, while the Volunteers have been unable to hit the basket.
Riley, a nice pickup. A junior college player out of Panola, Texas.
Started 16 times for the Tide this season.
Good pass.
And Tab gets it down.
Oh, what a beautiful pass that was by Duke Cruz. And here comes that full court pressure of Tennessee's. Jamario Davidson playing guard.
Davidson at 6'10", bringing it up court for the Crimson Tide. And Steele calls his play. 1-point game.
Hendricks wants the ball down inside.
He has it. Draws the double down. Triple teamed. Scores anyway.
You know, Bruce Pearl was telling us again before the game that he has real concerns about the way Alabama feeds the post. He says they do a great job off of the bounce, but that time it was a good drop down pass inside to Hendricks, and he used that glass.
First basket for Hendricks, and Alabama continues to shoot well. There, Tennessee throws it right to Hendricks. Second turnover by the Vols. Steele, pull up 3, no good. That was a strong rebound by Tennessee.
Oh, Josh Tabb got in there, didn't he?
Another one of their freshmen. Pull up 3. Really stuck between the glass and the backboard from Jordan Howell. And they're 0 for 3 from the line, from the arc. 0 for 4 now. 3-point shooting. Foul is on Jordan Howell.
Watch this nice pass by Duke Cruz down inside. He delivered it right into the hands to Josh Tabb. That was the Tennessee offense. Here's the Alabama offense. And for most of this year, it has gone inside to both Davidson and Hendricks as Hendricks delivers right there.
Bama with the ball and a 1-point lead. Hollinger is back. Jemison into the game for the first time for Alabama. Here he is. Riley, another threes, 2 for 2 from the three-point arc.
Well, they recruited him to be a shooter out there, and he is definitely that.
Bama has its biggest lead. 5 of 7 shooting by the Crimson Tide. Ramar Smith. Back to Bradshaw. Alabama sticking with them with 10 to shoot. Lofton can't get a shot away. 3-point shot no good by Smith. Jawan Smith. Rebounded by Hollinger.
Good defensive effort that time by Alabama. They had forced Tennessee out of the way. Here's Lofton with a steal.
Lofton against Hollinger. Takes it to the rim. Won't roll through, but he'll shoot a pair. Hollinger commits the foul. Meanwhile, Alabama with Mikel Riley off the bench getting his 3-point shooting prowess. He's 2 for 2 from the arc, and Bama's in front. 13-9, Alabama. Alabama's hit 5 of their 7 shots, but have turned it over 7 times. Well, Tennessee's only turned it over twice, but they've hit only 4 of 14 and 1 of their last 8.
Well, they had one spurt down there where they had 3 attempts at the basket, all of them within just a foot or 2 of the basket, and couldn't get the ball to go in. That'll hurt your average.
Chris Lofton steps to the free throw line for the first time tonight. He's an 83% free throw shooter. As you would imagine, one of the best in the Southeastern Conference, number 2.
You know, Tommy, looking at his numbers, I mean, he's shooting 49% for the year and 44% from three-point range. But since he's come back from that injury, he really has not shot the ball well at all. I mean, either from the field or from beyond the three-point arc. In fact, he's in the low to mid-30s in both of those categories after coming back from that injury.
4 points in the game for Chris Lofton. The 2 made free throws enable Tennessee to set up full court pressure, and a steal. Lofton picks it off and puts it through.
Tubbs almost threw it right to him like he was a teammate.
That's 8 Alabama turnovers, and there's number 9. Three-pointer no good by Lofton. And taken by Tubbs the other way, but Tennessee hustles back on defense. Tubbs made a stab at it, couldn't get it. Alabama trying to disrupt Tennessee trying to disrupt the Alabama offense. Can't stop the offensive rebound by Jemison, who is fouled.
It's amazing how quickly that pressure really intensifies by Tennessee. Once they turn it up, Alabama just was not able to take care of the basketball, as you indicated, Tom. 2 quick turnovers. Here's one of them leading to a Lofton basket.
Bradshaw committed the Tennessee foul as Jemison hits the first free throw, his first point. The freshman from Birmingham, Huffman High School. And he hits 2 to put Alabama back up by that margin.
Excuse me, Tom. I don't think in all the years that you and I have been doing basketball and watching teams with full court pressure, ever see teams have such great difficulty inbounding the ball against this Tennessee press.
They work extensively on that phase of the pressure. That was the 142nd turnover they forced off the inbound pass this season. Lofton fouled out on the floor. 25 times they've forced that timeout and 18 5-second calls. Alonzo G commits his first foul for Alabama. And that's 3 fouls against the Crimson Tide, 3 apiece. There's number 4 on Tennessee as Cruz is over the back. Or no, it's Chisholm over the back.
Chisholm missed a shot, and he got a little irrational exuberance there up over the back of several Alabama players.
Cost him number 1, number 4 on the balls. Here's that inbound play, forcing a timeout. And Hendricks has to take the timeout, unable to find anybody to pitch the ball into.
Like I said, it's incredible how effective they really are with that pressure.
So timeout on the floor as the teams discuss strategy. You should too. Get someone to talk with you, not at you. Talk to Chuck. Charles Schwab.
Well, for Alabama, I'm sure that Mark Gottfried, at least at this point, is trying to get his club organized, at least handling this full-court defensive pressure that Tennessee's throwing at them. He's drawing the play right now and explaining to his guys what he wants them to do.
So far, they've committed turnover a minute. That's not good.
That's not very good. And Mark Gottfried, his club, they've actually done pretty well this year with that 19-7 record, particularly with their star guard, and really he was a first-team All-American preseason, and Ronald Steele just has not had the type of year they expected to get from him.
And, of course, Jamario Davidson had the personal tragedies, losing his girlfriend and his brother. G, there was a flop underneath, no whistle. Then G missed the shot, and fouls trying to get it back. If it is on G, it's number 2. Let's check. Yes, it is. Number 2 on Alonzo. Watch for the Geico College Basketball Campus Tour, season-long traveling exhibit celebrating the greatest shooters of all time. Go to lfsports.com for more information and to find out when Geico will be visiting a college campus near you.
Well, Hollinger has been shadowing Lofton all night long.
Lofton comes off a screen from Chisholm. Hollinger right with him.
Good defense by Hollinger.
Bradshaw backs it out. They set it up. Still plenty of time on the shot clock.
Sometimes you offer a challenge like that to stop the conference's leading scorer. Hollinger does.
Ramar Smith, the freshman, hits the three-pointer. That's his 5th point, and here's the pressure. Steele dribbled out of it. Got it to Riley. Looked like he might have stepped out of bounds, but no whistle. 3-point shooting. Crimson Tide 3 of 4, only 1 of 7. That last one by Ramar Smith. Steele. Jawan Smith couldn't quite get control with Jemison bearing down on him. The 8th Tennessee steal and a slam by Chisholm.
What a great pass by Jawan Smith. Chisholm never stopped running. From the midcourt stripe on, he was flying at that rim.
It continues to be a turnover a minute for Alabama. They're on pace for 40. Long 3 is good by Riley.
He's the only thing that's keeping Alabama in this game.
He's 3 for 3. Lofton with a dish. Chisholm and 1.
I tell you, the Volunteers are doing a great job on their interior passing. And they are really battling this glass here tonight against Alabama. Good run out. You can see right there that Smith just could not get control of it. Now watch Chisholm run the floor. That is a terrific bounce pass. Chisholm never stopped running.
And was fouled by Riley.
And you got to reward a guy like that. I mean, when you run that hard down through there, get him the basketball.
Can't complete the 3-point play. Jemison yanks down the rebound. Tennessee by 2. 10 turnovers already, only averaging 13 a game. Hollinger with a nice dish, but Davidson couldn't handle it. Wow. Lofton spotted 3. Good.
Alabama turns it over. Tennessee scores.
Lofton has 9 points. Tennessee has its biggest lead. Steele, 3. Way off the mark. Batted around. Tennessee has it. Chisholm leads the break. Chisholm ran over a man. No call. Instead, it's a reverse by Tabb that's good. (25-18) Tennessee. Timeout. Let's pause for a message from the Southeastern Conference. 25-18, Tennessee leading Alabama. Chris Lofton spotted for the 3-point basket here, knocks it down. That's the 286th of his career. Second all-time at Tennessee to Allen Houston, and only 2 behind Scott Stroud of Vanderbilt for 4th all-time in the SEC.
I didn't think anybody would ever pass Allen Houston at Tennessee. One of the really great shooters I have ever seen in college basketball. And so is Lofton.
Yeah. Alabama has committed 11 turnovers, leading to a dozen Tennessee points. 3 no good. Jemison put it back.
Well, that was a pretty rebound in there. Demetrius Jemison getting up there. That's another freshman. The league is blessed with really talented freshmen this year. A number of quality ones, and he's one.
Absolutely. Tennessee so far with 10 field goals, 6 of them assisted. Coaches love to see that stat. Lofton is fouled.
Even when Alabama knocks the ball loose, they can't come up with it. The ball seems to roll to Tennessee, and that time they got the foul.
It was committed by Demetrius Jemison, the 6th on Alabama here in the first half. Tennessee leading by 5. Tennessee leading Alabama 25-20. Really cashing in on the Alabama turnovers.
Oh, look at that. What do we have them up for? 11 now? They've got 11 turnovers, and the Volunteers have scored 14 points off of those 11 turnovers.
Alabama's had 20 possessions and have turned it over 11 of the 20.
You must have a pretty good stats guy over there, I'm just guessing.
I had to separate you and Earl on the kiss cam when it hit up here at Thompson-Boling.
Lofton back to that line again.
Tennessee finding its shooting eye, too, after the slow start. 10 of 22. They've made 6 of their last 10 field goal attempts. Lofton at the stripe, hit his previous 2.
Oh, that's news there.
Mississippi State leading Vandy, and Georgia was up on Ole Miss. Of course, Mississippi State, Alabama, and Ole Miss in a 3-way tie for the lead in the West coming in.
Mississippi State's been playing pretty well. They've won 3 in a row now.
And Vanderbilt in second place in the East. Stepped out of bounds. That's 12, count them, 12 turnovers with 7:31 left in the half.
They're going to reach their average in the first half. If they are not careful, they're just one behind what their average is for the season.
There it is. Lofton missing the 3. Davidson to Hollinger.
Davidson's been doing a good job on that glass.
Has 4 rebounds. Lofton deflects out of bounds. Here's Jordan Howell returning for the balls, giving Lofton a rest.
That's one of the things Bruce Pearl told us, too. He says, I've got to give Lofton a few breaks in the game. We've got to get him out of there. You know, he and Steele played so many minutes last year. In fact, Steele led the conference in minutes played last year.
There you see 12, now 13 turnovers and only 7 field goals. Incredible. Smith dished it too hard. Turnover. Nope, now they say Tennessee retains, deflected out by Alabama.
I thought Ted Valentine was going to point the other way there for a moment.
He wound up and then he threw a curveball. Our ball, Mark Gottfried says. They didn't agree. And a technical foul on Mark Gottfried. Gottfried teed up with 6:52 to go in the first half.
Well, whatever he said, Ted Valentine was sitting there or standing there and getting ready to play. Said, nope, you got one.
Well, that technical foul was fairly decisive last night in Kentucky's win over LSU on John Brady. He said it was the first time in his long career he ever got a tee while sitting on his bench.
Sometimes those magic words flow out of there, though.
Smith's first 2 points of the game. And Tennessee's biggest lead. It's an 8-point margin.
Sometimes technical fouls have a way of invigorating teams. Let's see what Alabama can do.
They've done everything well except take care of the basketball. And Tennessee taking some time off the clock with under 10 to shoot. Lamar Smith, 3-pointer, no good. Look at Davidson.
Did he track down that rebound? Is it 5? Yeah, 5 rebounds for him there in the first half.
Steele to Riley, the 3-point shooter. Missed that one. Long rebound, knocked out of bounds by Alabama's Jemison. First miss for Riley after he had made his first 3. 10-2 run by Tennessee. They're up by 8.
Steele's got Smith out front. Hollister's going to pick up Powell.
6 minutes to go in the first half. Not a good shot by Lamar Smith. Tennessee keeping after it on the offensive glass. Can't get it down. Taken away from Davidson. Jawan Smith with the pass, reverse, no good by Cruz. Batted in by Childress, his first two.
I'm going to tell you, how many chances did they have at that shot? They must have had 7 or 8 chances.
And they have 8 offensive rebounds tonight against one of the best rebounding teams in the SEC.
It's interesting because Tennessee's the 8th leading rebounding team in the conference, but they're 3rd in offensive rebounding.
Davidson, short. Rebounded by Childress, who forced him probably too far out on the floor, out of his range. Cruz.
That's a walk.
Only the 3rd Tennessee turnover.
Tennessee had a number of opportunities, and they finally got one at the end here. Watch this tip in, and it was a good one by Ryan Childress. I think you said that was his first basket of the first half.
There you see the numbers on Ryan Childress. Hollinger bringing it up against Howell. Tennessee still active defensively. Hendricks lobbing inside. Davidson from Hendricks. That's that high-low passing they're so good at.
Well, those two complement each other so very well. And both of them pass from that top down inside. That time it was Hendricks going to Davidson.
But who would have guessed this? Big edge for the Vols in the paint. Chisholm misses a 3. Good block out by Riley. And Bama has it back.
It's amazing to me that Tennessee is only leading by 8 points.
A near steal. Bradshaw knocked it out of bounds.
I mean, considering the fact that Alabama has all of these turnovers and still Tennessee not blowing them off of the court yet. Alabama hanging around.
Down 8 with the ball. 4:19 to go in the first half. 13 Alabama turnovers have resulted in 16 Tennessee points. Over half their point total. Riley nearly made it another one. Hollinger guarded closely by Lofton. Shot clock at 5. And another turnover. The 10th steal by Tennessee. Jawan Smith inside. Chisholm throws it back to Bradshaw. Made a nice catch. Bradshaw gets Davidson. Wild shot. Out of bounds to Bama. Well, Tennessee not making some good decisions last couple of possessions on their shot selection, but they're still up by 8. 30-22, Tennessee leading Alabama. 3:45 to go in the opening half. And coming up Saturday, most of these Lincoln Financial stations. Some of you will see these Volunteers travel to Fayetteville to face the Arkansas Razorbacks. Others will see Mississippi State visiting Athens to take on the Georgia Bulldogs. It tips off at 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 noon Central Time. Check your local listings for the game in your area. 10 steals by Tennessee. If they are hitting a higher percentage, they could really have pulled away. But as you said, they haven't, and that's the reason why 36% field goal shooting.
Well, the thing that's keeping Alabama in it right now is that they are shooting the ball really well.
Davidson, with his length, able to catch the inbounds pass and then hand it off to the quicker Hollinger, who brings it into front court. And Hollinger lost it. Jawan Smith swiped it.
14 turnovers.
15. Lofton, three-pointer, no good. Davidson has it. 6 rebounds for Jamario.
It just seems like the Tennessee steals it every time they get it, and then they can't make a basket at the other end.
That's been the story, hasn't it? Approaching a season high in the first half on turnovers. Tennessee's defense forcing Alabama way out on the floor. Unable to use that potent inside game until then when Hollinger penetrates and gets it to Hendricks for the slam.
One of the few times that Tennessee has allowed a guard to get inside to be able to make that pass. That's where Alabama's strength is being able to penetrate in there and dropping that ball off to those big people.
Tennessee in no hurry, and they get it Chisholm just lost it on the way up, then got it back, and then blocked by Davidson, who takes it down. That was an odd play. Well, Chisholm was wide open.
He was. I mean, there wasn't anybody around. No help on the offside. All he had to do was just lay it up. Just lost the handle.
And Lofton deflects it out of bounds. The Tennessee defense is absolutely giving Alabama fits.
Well, not only the pressure on the ball, but they're also pressuring the wings one pass away, and they're making it tough on whoever has the ball to be able to make that pass.
Bruce Pearl dialing it up defensively against the Crimson Tide. And a 6-point lead for the Vols. Tennessee, though, has gone nearly 3.5 minutes without scoring. So while the defense has been outstanding, the offense has been woeful. High post, Davidson hands it back to Steele. Sets a screen, gets it back. Lowers his shoulder, and that'll result in an offensive foul every time. First on Davidson.
You know, there's an experienced player knowing fully well if he does that, he's going to get it called on him. That's one you don't want to do. I mean, you just got to pull the ball back out and start your offense again or find somebody else to throw it to.
So 16 turnovers by Alabama. Tennessee last scored at 5.5 minutes. And Lofton can't score, and a follow not good by Chisholm. Here comes Alabama.
Well, Tennessee's gone in a dry spell here. They haven't scored for some time.
Backdoor cut. Reverse is good. Nice play by Alabama. Score the basket for Justin Tubbs.
And they are within 4 now.
Open three, no good. Saved inbounds. Hustling play by Childress.
This has been a very strange first half.
Really strange. Tennessee can't score, but they're playing excellent defense. Alabama's shooting a high percentage, but they can't handle the ball. Tennessee's missed 8 shots in a row.
I was going to say, in playing time alone, it's been at least 3 or 4 minutes since they've scored.
It's actually Lofton missing. Davidson the rebound.
Well, he's had a ton of rebounds in this first half.
He's had 8. Matter of fact, if you count that as a ton.
That's a ton. That's his average.
There's a reach-in foul on Tennessee as Tubbs made a move to the hoop. It is on Smith, or Tab, his first. 5 now on Tennessee, so no 1+1. Look at our Q Motor Oil Power 25. Wisconsin brief stay at #1 after they lost at Michigan State last night. Florida, Vandy, and Alabama in the top 25. Dish to Jamison, blocked by Chisholm. Bama got it back. 3 seconds left in the half. They wasted too much time. No shots. Mikhail Torrance passing up a couple of shots. And Alabama doesn't even get a shot on the last possession. Meanwhile, Tennessee went without scoring for the last 5.5 minutes of the half, while Alabama committed 16 turnovers. A strange first half that sees Tennessee up by 4. With producer Roger Roebuck and director Gary Clem, Tom Hammond, Larry Conley, courtside Thompson-Boling Arena. Not a single Alabama player in double figures in that first half as Mark Gottfried looks at the stat sheet. We already noticed those 16 turnovers, I'm sure. Ouch. Chris Lofton, the only player in the game in double figures with 10 first half points, even though he was only 3 of 9 shooting, 1 of 6 from the three-point arc.
And if you told Bruce Pearl he was shot 29% and 13% from beyond the three-point line and been ahead by 4 at halftime, he never would have believed it.
Tennessee continues on the half court to play a leisurely pace. They have their original starting 5 back out there.
Well, Bellinger again on Lofton.
6 to shoot, and a three-pointer by Wayne Chisholm. 9 points for Chisholm, only the second three-pointer by Tennessee. It comes from Wayne Chisholm. Tennessee went the last 5.5 minutes of the first half without a score before they get that one to open the second half. G can't answer for Alabama. Long rebound, numbers Tennessee. Juwan Smith, three-pointer, back rim. Chisholm kept it alive, but right to steal. G to the Trainer Davidson. Nicely done.
Pretty play. Tennessee a little lackadaisical on defense that time, allowing Davidson to kind of blow down that middle, and a nice pass by G.
Tennessee's biggest lead in that first half was 10. Alabama had a 4-point lead at one time.
Alabama in a man-to-man defense. Davidson guarding Bradshaw.
So Bradshaw tries to drag him out, and Davidson doesn't take the bait. Shot clock at 5. Lamar Smith can't hit, but Bradshaw offensive rebound. Missed it. Davidson has number 9 in the rebound department.
Mario Davidson has not scored a lot of points tonight, but he has been very effective in pulling that ball off of the window.
Steal. 4th steal for Juwan Smith. To Lofton. Three-pointer. No good.
Another steal and another missed basket by Tennessee.
Lofton 1 of 7 from three-point range. You can see that he is just not back to the normal dead-eye three-point shooting that he had before he sprained that ankle. As you pointed out in the first half, he's somewhere down in the low 30s overall and from three-point range. Crossover dribble by G. Collision and a blocking foul on Tennessee's Chisholm. His second foul.
Well, the one thing you don't want to do if you're Alabama is to allow a guy like Wayne Chisholm to shoot a three-point field goal. This is a guy 6'9" stepping out to make that play, and we've seen this from this guy a lot in his career. Jamario Davidson going right down the lane on a nice pass by Alonzo G.
Chisholm's foul was the first by Tennessee in the second half.
Mario Davidson's had really a roller coaster year this year. I mean, he's had some good games, but he's also had some very poor ones.
Taken away from him. Here's Lofton. A dozen points for Lofton. And another Alabama turnover.
How many steals is that now? Is that 12 steals?
Yep, and 18 turnovers, 13 steals, and a three-point shot good. It was a 3 by Ronald Steele. Chisholm can't hit it. Out of bounds off Hendricks.
Nice play by Hendricks that time to block that shot. And once again, Tennessee gets another steal. Lofton's going to finish this one off. Just incredible the number of turnovers that Alabama has had tonight.
18, which equals their season's high.
Make it 19.
Tap no good. Slap back out. Lofton will chase it down for Tennessee. Chisholm, three-pointer air ball. Steal, quick outlet Hendricks. Numbers for the Tide. Hendricks had G on a wing and instead took it in and had a block. Bad decision.
Chisholm with a terrific defensive play.
Lofton pulls up, misses a 3 out of bounds off Alabama.
Tennessee just cannot make a basket, and Alabama can't seem to hold on to the basketball.
Hendricks needed to give it up to G, who had a layup. As Chisholm takes his seat on the Tennessee bench, and Lofton will go out too. Tennessee 3 of 20 from the arc. They've hit only 3 of their last 26 shots overall. Yet lead by 4 with the ball.
Seems improbable. Good defense by Alabama. And a nice shot down the middle.
And the slam at the finish by Juwan Smith.
Boy, he found an opening and went right down the lane.
Howell with a good assist for Tennessee. They go back up by 6. Mark Gottfried, you might have been able to hear it stamping his feet over in front of the Alabama bench. Right in front of the ball. Steele, nice fake, missed the shot. Juwan Smith leads the Tennessee break. 3-on-1. Smith got it.
Nicely done. He had a little ball fake to the right. Got Hollinger up, and he got the basket.
That's a nice downfield block. Juwan Smith with the foul. Second foul on Smith, but Tennessee's got it going tonight with the steals leading to the baskets. Juwan Smith, nice fake, bucket good. Tennessee forcing Alabama into a season-high 19 turnovers. Less than 5 minutes into the second half. But the Vols unable to hit the basket. They've got 26 more shots.
That's incredible. I mean, the fact that we've played right at 25 minutes of play, and they have 26 more field goal attempts than Alabama.
Tennessee is 15 of 50. Alabama 12 of 24. But they've committed 19 turnovers. Chris Lofton has taken 23 shots. Oh, I'm sorry, Chisholm and Lofton. Misread that, Larry. I noted the look of alarm on your face. I had to look again. There's an open three. Yes, it goes down for Tubbs. Justin Tubbs, the freshman, gets the three-pointer, his 5th point of the game. Pulls Bama back within 5.
That ball just kind of nestled on the rim up there, didn't it? It just kind of laid there and just finally rolled in.
Alabama continues to shoot over 50%, 52% to 30% shooting for the Vols.
If they can hold on to it, they'll find out they'll get more shots.
Powell misses. Jemison gave it up after the rebound. Tennessee's 3 of 21 from the arc. There's an air ball. Saved in bounds, though, but not in time. He was on the baseline. And
Matrix Jemison with a nice effort there. What's this ball just stay up there and just hang around and doesn't go around anywhere? Nicely done, and a good start for Alabama here. They need some offense in the worst way.
Tubbs got the 3. They're 6 of 12 from the arc. Lob and a slam for Cruz.
Well, that was a pretty pass by Tab. He just laid it right up there.
Josh Tab with the assist. Alabama breaks the pressure, and a foul will be called on Tab on the other end as Alabama beat the press and had the numbers, and Tab commits his second.
It's one of the few times tonight we've seen Alabama be able to break that Tennessee pressure, get the ball up the floor, and they made a good decision at the end right there, even though Tab got back to commit the foul. Still going to send Coleman to the line.
Coleman, a redshirt freshman. That's only the 3rd Alabama free throw attempt. They've hit all 3 of them.
Watch Duke Cruz right here on this nice pass again by Josh Tab. When he let it go, I thought at first it was a shot. He threw it off to the left just far enough to allow him to get up there and throw it down.
Coleman misses the second, kept alive for a moment.
The ball went up through the net.
So that'll be Tennessee's ball.
It will be Tennessee's ball. That is correct.
If you saw the Alabama-Kentucky game on Saturday, an odd play as Kentucky shot was halfway down, and Randolph Morris hit the ball in the net, knocked it back out of the basket, ruled offensive basket interference and no goal.
I've seen that happen a couple of times this year. You might go 10 years and not see it.
And now you see it 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Go White.
Or 2 games in a row. Tab. Smith. Juwan Smith knocks down the 3. Slapped out of bounds by Tennessee. They'll get it back. Be sure to visit the Dr. Pepper Fan Fair at the SEC Tournament in Atlanta. You could get a chance to shoot for $1 million. You can hit 5 3-point shots in 30 seconds. You may be selected as one of the 2 finalists who will compete to shoot for $1 million from Dr. Pepper during semifinal Saturday, March 10th. Laid in quickly by Torrance, his first basket of the game. So Torrance getting some playing time for Alabama. Made a couple of decent plays here so far. Mark Gottfried looking for any combination that can handle the basketball. And he has.
Tom, I was going to say Torrance and Coleman here in the second half playing. They didn't even play at all in the first half.
There's a steal by Bama. Torrance muscle it up and in. How'd he do that?
How about Torrance coming off of the bench playing really well?
Mark Gottfried has 5 subs in the game right now, and Bama has pulled back within 5.
This might be his defensive team right here.
Trying to find a basketball handling team if he can.
Mikhail Torrance right here with a nice move with that left hand going down there off of the window. Look at this steal right here. He'll finish it off. Pretty play. He almost lost it. Got it slapped and got control of it right about waist high and went on up with it.
Then Jemison committed the foul on the Tennessee end, the second on Demetrius. First team foul of the second half for Bama. There's the shooting. Tennessee continues to struggle.
Alabama doing a really good job with this group that they have in there right now on the defensive end.
And Lofton had it deflected out of bounds. Vols get it back. 17 on the shot clock.
Now, sometimes you got to shake your team up a little bit. Do something a little different if things aren't going your way.
Mark Gottfried with 5 subs, and they lost Smith. That'll be a goaltend on Riley. Credit the basket to Juwan Smith, and he's in double figures with 11.
Riley trailed Smith that time as he was cutting baseline. Good call. When it hits the window and it's coming down, it's going to be goaltending.
Tennessee full court pressure forces an Alabama timeout. Timeout Bama facing the full court press of Tennessee. Ball's up 46-39. Back at Thompson Bowling Arena, 46-39. Tennessee leading. They're unbeaten at home this year, trying to break a 7-game losing streak to Alabama. They come in, Alabama does, tied with Mississippi State and Ole Miss for the lead in the West. They're the remaining games. Ole Miss must go to Tuscaloosa. Alabama hosts Ole Miss and then goes to Mississippi State to close out the season. So it will be a scramble to the finish between those 3 teams for the SEC West Championship. Well, last Saturday in the loss to South Carolina and Columbia, Chris Lofton hit only 1 of 7 from 3-point range. Tonight he's only 1 of 8. So over the last 2 games, 2 of 15 from 3-point range, reinforcing the point that he is not 100%. Certainly his normal accuracy is not there.
Unlofton-like numbers.
Coleman gets free to jam it through for Alabama.
How about Torrance and Coleman in this second half for the tie?
There's another missed 3, and Alabama has it right back.
Well, Tennessee just struggling with their long-range shooting.
That'll be a Tennessee foul. Juwan Smith commits his 3rd foul with 11:36 remaining, and Alabama not done yet. They have a 5-point deficit facing them. In what has been a very strange game, Tennessee can't make a basket, and Alabama can't make a pass, can't handle the basketball. They've committed 19 turnovers, while Tennessee is hitting 32% of their shots. Vols lead it by 5 as we check some other SEC scores. Florida, big lead on South Carolina. Auburn leading Arkansas. Mississippi pulling away from Georgia. And Mississippi State pounding Vanderbilt.
I got to say, Tennessee's defense has been just outstanding tonight.
Torrance got a step, dish to Riley, he fumbled it away, picked up by Coleman, and he scores his 5th point.
Well, Torrance and Coleman have just been something spectacular in this second half for Alabama.
The subs are leading the Alabama comeback. Not a starter on the floor, and they have pulled within 3 and have not turned the ball over a single time. Tennessee shooting 32.7% for the game. Chisholm. That was a high percentage shot. Got it low to Chisholm. He has 11.
Nice play. Tough matchup for Yameen Coleman, the redshirt freshman.
Well, 6 without a turnover is News. And getting right to the rim and laying it in, Torrance, who scores his 6th point. Bradshaw dishing inside. Lamar Smith can't hit it on the floor. Bradshaw fighting for it, off him and out of bounds to Alabama. Torrance and Coleman have scored 10 of Alabama's last 12 points.
Two subs have really provided some leadership here in this second half.
Starters watching from the bench. You see Ronald Steele cradling his knee. Meanwhile, it's been the subs that have led the Alabama comeback.
The fact they've been able to hold on to the basketball for several possessions here has been critical.
Tubbs with a long 3. Jamison the offensive rebound. Here's Coleman down low against Chisholm. Goes up. Can't score. Offensive rebound though. Jamison's follow is there. And Alabama's within 1. 6 points, 5 rebounds for Jamison. Here's a quick move by Lofton, high off the rim, no good. And Alabama has a chance to take the lead. Riley held by Bradshaw. Fans wanted to travel.
I got to tell you, this is where you really find out what your bench is made of. You go on the road, you're playing in a place like Knoxville, and Alabama's bench has responded wonderfully in this second half. See that move right there by Demetrius Jamison finishing it off.
4 freshmen and a junior college transfer out on the floor for Alabama. Lofton knocked it away, but out of bounds. And Mark Gottfried can't stand it any longer. Ronald Steele comes back in the game. Torrance out. Torrance did a great job.
Good switch that time by Tennessee.
So his quarterback, Steele, back on the floor. And Bama with a chance to take the lead. And they do with a 3-pointer from Riley.
This is his 4th 3-point field goal of the night.
It is indeed. Riley hot shooting from the 3-point arc. Has hit 4 of 5 from there and has given Alabama improbably a 2-point lead. An Alabama team that turned it over 19 times, but none in the last few minutes. And with the time out on the floor, it's time to talk to Chuck. Teams will discuss strategy. You should too. Get someone to talk with you, not at you. Talk to Chuck. Charles Schwab.
Well, for Alabama right now, I mean, Mark Gottfried's got to be very pleased with what he is looking at. His club has played well off of the bench tonight. He stuck those guys out there. Tom, as you said, 4 freshmen and a junior college player have led them back, have given them this lead. Cale Riley making that 3 right there to jump them up by 2. And let's go back and take a look at that good-looking shot again. Cale Riley, his 4th 3-point field goal of the evening, his 1st of the second half.
And stop the presses. Alabama has not turned it over their last 9 possessions, and they have hit 8 field goals, or scored at least, on 8 of those 9 possessions. 9 minutes left in the game. Lofton.
Justin Tubbs guarding Lofton out there, and he lost it.
And here comes Riley. Partially blocked by Cruz. Then Tubbs misses, and finally put in by...
I'm not sure who got that. Was it Riley?
It was Riley. No shot. Alabama foul. It's only the third against the Crimson Tide.
Let's go back and watch the tip-in here for Alabama. Pretty sure it was Mikhail Riley that got that. It was. Now Hendricks and Davidson are back in, but buddy, I'm going to tell you what. You're looking for some heroes tonight. If Alabama were to win this game, it would be that bench of Alabama's.
On the inbounds play, Tennessee gets it down, ending a 9-0 Alabama run. Tubbs with a pass. Hendricks misses. Childress. 7 rebounds for Childress. Jawan Smith. That's a 3.
Boy, he can shoot it. Bruce Pearl said he's been the most consistent player in the conference this year for him.
Tennessee back on top. Riley tries to answer. Can't with a 3, but Davidson puts it up no good. Tap by Hendricks, no good. And a hell ball called. Mark Gottfried was trying to get a timeout over on the bench.
Go back and watch Tennessee again. Jawan Smith in that corner over there. He has drained threes all year long. Bruce Pearl saying, come on, get that defense back.
Jawan Smith has 14 points. Bama puts it in play. Steele against Lofton. Tubbs. That's a foul. It'll be called on Cruz of Tennessee, his first. And a timeout at the 7:49 mark. Tennessee has regained the lead, but just by 1 over Alabama. We're back in Knoxville with a look at our Haviland Defensive Shield. Volunteers leading the SEC in steals at 9 a game. And tonight, they have 13 steals, well above their average. And Jawan Smith has 5 of those. 5 steals for Smith. Also 16 points for him tonight. One of the few Vols that's been able to shoot a high percentage. Alabama with 19 turnovers, but none lately. This has been the last few minutes contrasting runs. Alabama reeled off 9 in a row to take the lead, and then Tennessee has come back, currently enjoying a 5-0 run.
While we were away, I told you, I said, I wonder what Mark Gottfried was thinking about when he got his starters back in there, not wanting to break up that chemistry of those guys off the bench. It's a tough decision for a coach to make.
Hendricks missed, but Davidson kept it alive, and Alabama retains. Here's Davidson, strong with a jam, back rim. Lofton gets it to Jawan Smith, who spins and can't score. Lofton for 3. And Davidson with another rebound. Boy, he's been a hoss on the boards tonight. 11 rebounds. Meanwhile, Lofton only 1 of 9 3-point shooting. Hendricks, he's been held in check tonight and muscles that one up, partially blocked. Out of bounds, last touch by Childress.
I know Hendricks is receiving that basketball low in the post down there, but he doesn't look very aggressive to me when he gets it. He doesn't power it to the rim like we've seen him do so many times in the past. Okay, part of it has to do with Tennessee's defense. I mean, they have really swarmed him when that ball goes down in there.
There's another steal. Howell with the 14th Tennessee steal of the night and the 20th Alabama turnover. Nice ball fake, but Alabama's defense recovered, and then a near Tennessee turnover. That'll be a hold on Alabama's Tubbs. His first. Follow our coverage of SEC basketball by logging on to LFSports.com. Look for the Toyota Info Center. That's the Toyota Info Center, LFSports.com, your online destination for our coverage of SEC hoops. Only the third Alabama foul of the second half.
Excellent ball movement by Tennessee that time, but it was forced on them by the Alabama defense. They really recovered well, covering up those shooters before they had a chance to get set.
Announcers for this game selected and compensated by Lincoln Financial Sports. Any use of the broadcast without the express permission of the Southeastern Conference and Lincoln Financial Sports is prohibited. Tennessee with the ball, 1-point lead, 6.5 to play. offense from the Volunteers with 10 to shoot. Cruz inside. Traveled. Tennessee turnover. That's the 7th by the Volunteers.
Now Tennessee is really taking good care of the basketball tonight, even though they lost it on that occasion.
Dangerous pass and another turnover. Cruz couldn't get the lob pass from Howell. And Alabama has it right back. Torrance lost. Jawan Smith comes up with it.
Torrance lost that one.
21 turnovers by Alabama. Or 22. I can't even count fast enough.
Well, they're at 22 right now, and they're only 1 point down.
Jawan Smith missing a three. Edison over the back foul on Duke Cruz of Tennessee, number 2. That'll be 1+1 at the Alabama end as we update the SEC scores for you. Arkansas gaining some ground on Auburn, and Ole Miss still leading Georgia. And Mississippi State looks like they're on the way to victory over Vandy.
And Miami beat Virginia tonight. Will upset the ACC a little bit.
Alabama has gone 3 minutes without a point. And they'll put Jemison at the free throw line where he hits 77%. Scored over 2,000 points and 1,000 rebounds in his Huffman High School career in Birmingham. Academic honors as well. And Jemison, the freshman, will have one more.
Tommy's a very talented individual. I mean, not only can he play in and around the basket, but he's very, very good on the perimeter.
Second one no good. We're tied at 53. Fifteen steals by the Volunteers. Impressive. Lofton, three-pointer, no good.
He still can't buy a basket out there. He's only got one for the evening.
1 of 10.
How about Torrance out here running the club for Alabama?
Davidson pulls up and missed the shot. Took the body contact, couldn't get the shot down. And Ramar Smith in a hurry. That's rejected by Jemison. Torrance the other way, hesitates, lost it. Another turnover. Let's go the other way. Why not? And a foul called.
This is where you got to be in great condition. These clubs are running up and down the floor. Tell you what happened a little bit there. It looked like to me just as he was going up, Ramar Smith slipped a little bit. That allowed Jemison to get inside and block that ball.
Only the 4th foul against Alabama. Childress for 3. Strong rebound by Riley, who takes it out on the bounce. Now to Torrance, playing point guard for Alabama here, the freshman from 8 Mile, Alabama.
Usually we see Steele or Hollinger out there running the club. Tonight it's Torrance in the second half.
A push on Chisholm, number 3.
One of the things that Bruce Pearl wanted to do tonight was make sure that if Hendricks did get that ball down there, they were going to swarm him. I'll tell you what, every time he caught the ball down there, if somebody's behind, there's somebody dropping from the wing or from the point to come down in his lap. It made it hard on him.
Hendricks, the best shooter in the SEC from the floor, 62%, has hit only 2 of 8 tonight. So they've held him, that swarming defense has held him in check. He hits the free throw and has 5 points. Knocks down the 2 free throws. 2-point edge, Crimson Tide.
Alabama has Steele and Davidson on the bench right now.
Three-point shot no good by Bradshaw. And Riley is fouled. Ramar Smith is first.
Yeah, Riley was trying to get the ball down in position to set up their half-court offense, and Smith kind of side-carded him. Came in from the right side there and just kind of knocked him out of the way. I'll tell you, Alabama, with their next foul, will be shooting a double bonus.
Bradshaw, who missed that shot, is 0 for 4 and hasn't scored in the game for Tennessee. Meanwhile, Riley will step to the line. He's had a good night. 14 points. Now 15.
Well, Alabama making their free throws when they need to have them, too. That's 3 in a row. Some man originally signed with UAB, got his release. Kind of a late bloomer.
Alabama 7 of 10 at the free throw line. Tennessee 6 of 9. 4 minutes left. Smith with a no-look pass right to Hendricks. Bad decision. Chased down by Torrance. Bradshaw has him. Jamison trailing the play. Put up a brick. Chisholm hauls it down for Tennessee. Lofton hesitates. Right to the hoop. Blocked by Hendricks.
Oh, that was a pretty play. He was almost lying in wait for him. So you get here to the rim and I'll be here to meet you.
4:41 and counting for Tennessee as Alabama just recorded its 5th block shot of the game.
Watch Chris Lofton with the ball right here. He gets around down inside, and Hendricks is right there to give some assistance. What happened was he blew right by Jemison. Lofton did.
Could have been a foul on Jemison as Lofton went by. No call. They got the block shot. We'll take a break and be back after this from your local SEC station.
The Alltel SEC Game of the Week has been brought to you by Alltel, by Toyota, by Sonic Drive-In, and by Advance Auto Parts.
That's when the whistle. We're back in Knoxville, and the shot clock went out here. And so we've been trying to assist the officials as they look at our replay because the shot clock and the score clock went out. So we've been trying to look at the replay and determine what happened. And here's what we're showing them. The shot clock goes out at 3:37. Look to me about 4 or 5 seconds.
5 seconds off.
Yeah. So we're going to take about 5 seconds off that clock.
5 seconds off. I got to take 5 off the shot clock too.
Okay. Good. So that's the determination. Ted Valentine looking over our shoulder at that replay. Same replay you were seeing. And they'll determine that about 5 seconds should come off the game clock and the shot clock.
If they can ever get the clocks back on.
Yeah, right. The power is out over at the scores table, I believe.
Every time I have an official come over me and look over our monitor, I reckon back to those days when we were in Dayton, Ohio, doing that NCAA tournament game when the first time an official ever looked at the monitor, you and I were doing the game.
And, of course, they weren't supposed to then.
They were not. That is correct.
And a firestorm ensued. I blamed it on you.
I blamed it on you. Florida up on South Carolina. You can see right there, Ole Miss really all over Georgia.
Less than 2 minutes to go in that game.
Yeah, Mississippi State beating up on Vandy. And as I said earlier, Miami beat Virginia tonight.
Looks like Alabama needs to win in order to remain in a tie in the West because both Mississippi schools are leading at the moment. Jamar Smith leading the Tennessee attack with 16 points. Chris Lofton has a dozen, but only 1 of 10 from three-point range and 4 of 16 overall. And Alabama has Riley with 15 points, 4 of 6 from three-point range. He's the Crimson Tide top scorer. Alabama hitting 46%, Tennessee 31%. But Alabama's turned it over 23 times. And hope you'll join us on Sunday's special edition of our Alltel SEC Game of the Week. 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central Time tip as the Kentucky Wildcats come in to meet the 17th-ranked Commodores of Vanderbilt. Vandy losing right now, which would make Kentucky and Vandy in a tie for second place in the East as the Commodores go for a sweep and go for their 4th straight win over the Wildcats.
A lot of basketball to be played before we head to Atlanta for the Southeastern Conference Tournament. We hope you'll join us if you don't attend the tournament.
2 weeks remaining in the regular season. Each team with 4 games left on its schedule, 2-2. They go to Arkansas. Then they entertain the Gators before closing the season in Athens. So a tough road remaining for the Tennessee Vols. I think actually they're in the NCAA tournament. Maybe they're on the bubble, but a good record against top 25 teams. And really their only struggles, real struggles, have been when Chris Lofton was sidelined. And I think they're in. In fact, I think there are 4 teams from the East that will get in. Florida, obviously, along with Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and Tennessee. And in the West, I think Alabama's going to get in, but
I'm not sure about the other one.
Yeah, could be another.
Could be another 1 or 2. That's yet to be decided, and one of the members of that committee, the commissioner of the Southeastern Conference, Mike Slive, will be sitting in that room in Indianapolis. He won't be in there when they're making the decisions about the SEC teams. But certainly, I'm sure he has lobbied well.
Interesting that they took the 5 seconds off the shot clock, but not off the game clock. And we're ready to go. Torrance has been very active for Alabama, and Riley too in their comeback. Torrance at the point guard spot. 1-4 set. Here's Riley off a screen.
I'll tell you, the freshman Torrance has been a leader out there tonight for Alabama at that point guard position.
And Hendricks traveled as the Tennessee defense swarmed him. 24 turnovers by the Crimson Tide. Volunteers with the ball, trailing by 3. 25 against Ole Miss is the most in the SEC this season. Lofton, a bad pass. Tennessee turnover. Tubbs all the way. Collides with Bradshaw.
I'll tell you what, the ball got knocked out of his hands, and he didn't have possession. That was the only reason he didn't travel with the ball.
And it's a made basket, giving Alabama its biggest lead. We've seen our share of odd plays tonight. Lofton, three-pointer when they needed it most. Chris Lofton only his second in 11 attempts. He has 15 points.
Well, at least we saw something familiar tonight.
2.5 remaining, 2-point game. Lofton hounding Torrance. Here's a steal. Ramar Smith with a 17th Tennessee steal to tie it at 58. Timeout, Alabama. Well, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's action. It has been a strange game, but an exciting one. And I hope you'll join us for more All-Tale SEC action this weekend. 1 o'clock Eastern, noon Central Saturday. Some will see Mississippi State at Georgia. Others will see Arkansas entertaining Tennessee. Mississippi State at Georgia or Tennessee at Arkansas tips off at 1 Eastern, noon Central on Saturday. Check your local listings for the game in your area.
I think there's a full moon out tonight. I don't know what is occurring on this floor tonight, but we have witnessed Alabama turning the ball over consistently almost in, I'm going to say, of the 38 minutes we've played, they probably turned it over consistently about 30 of those 38 minutes. There's an 8-minute period where they really took good care of the basketball, but Tennessee has not been able to pull away from them, not been able to make shots. The one that Chris Lofton just made a few seconds ago was only his second 3 of the night.
25 Alabama turnovers and 17 steals by Tennessee. 4 ties, 7 lead changes. We're knotted at 58 at the 2:10 mark. Freshman Mikhail Torrance continues to operate at point guard. There's the game reset. Alabama with just 1 timeout left. Hendricks blocked. Good by Chisholm.
What a terrific defensive play by Chisholm.
Tubbs right in Lofton's jaw. Off balance shot by Lofton comes out.
Hendricks tipped it to himself.
He has 8 rebounds. Torrance fell down, kept his dribble going.
How about that maneuver?
Hendricks too far out on the floor for him. He gave it up to Riley for 3. No good. Offensive rebound, but a push-off by
Jemison got it.
Jemison, that's his 5th foul. 5 fouls on Jemison.
Boy, that is a big loss for Alabama. He's played well. Watch this block here. That is a terrific play on the other side by Wayne Chisholm. When Hendricks went underneath, it was blocked, and here is the foul being committed. There's a push-off. There is no question he pushed off.
Jemison fouls out with 7 points and 8 rebounds. And Hendricks, usually when you reverse that way, as he did there, usually the rim protects you from having your shot blocked, and somehow Chisholm was able to get position and make the block for Tennessee. And the Volunteers will take a 30-second timeout. Jemison has fouled out at the 1:16 mark. And I'll remind you again that we'll have a special edition All-Tell SEC Basketball Sunday as Kentucky goes into Memorial Gym to face the Vanderbilt Commodores, who beat Kentucky at Rupp Arena earlier. In fact, they have beaten Kentucky 3 straight. They're looking for the 2-season sweep for the Wildcats. Should be wild in Memorial Gym on Sunday. Hope you'll join us for the broadcast on most of these stations starting at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock Central. All-Tell SEC Basketball on the Lincoln Financial Sports Network.
Well, the thing you got to start thinking about is not playing on Thursday afternoon or Thursday night. You want to play on Friday. Vanderbilt, Kentucky battling for that second slot right now. I'll tell you, Georgia's not far off. They're right there in amongst them.
And Tennessee hoping to join the mix. Vanderbilt losing tonight. Kentucky won last night. And each of those teams with 3 games remaining.
I think what happened was somebody called a 60. I'm not sure if it was Alabama or Tennessee. It was Tennessee that took it. Yeah.
Alabama has only 1 timeout left. As Rocky Top cascades before the 19,068 on hand here at Thompson Bowling Arena. And we take a look at our Nissan Players of the Game. Mikhail Riley of Alabama, 15 points, 6 rebounds. Coming off the bench for Mark Gottfried, 4 of 7 3-point shooting. And Juwan Smith leading the Tennessee attack with 16 points and 3 boards as well.
I'll tell you what, he had a pretty good game on the defensive end tonight, too.
Riley and Smith are Nissan Players of the Game. Juwan Smith also has 6 steals, including the one that tied the game at 58 as he stole it with the length of the court to lay it in. And Tennessee has the ball, trying to break the 58 all tie, approaching the 1-minute mark. Got 1 timeout left for Alabama. Tennessee has 2, but they've committed 9 fouls.
Justin Tubbs has got the responsibility for Lofton right now.
Inside the final minute. Chris Lofton found some space. 3-pointer. No good. Rebounded by Hendricks. But a push off to get it. Alabama foul. Wow.
Watch again. Lofton lofting. Right side of the rim. I didn't see the foul committed right there. I'm not sure. Was it Davidson or Hendricks that got it?
Called it on Hendricks, his 3rd. Blocked out there, couldn't see it. 6th foul against Alabama, so 1+1 for Tennessee. If they're fouled again with 44 and counting, down to the 42nd mark now.
Seems like everybody in this building is standing right now.
19,000 strong. Again, back in the hands of Lofton. Fouled. That'll be 1+1. Tubbs commits the foul.
Bruce Pearl knows who he wants to handle the basketball and get to that free throw line, and that's the guy that's going to step up there right now. Chris Lofton.
83% free throw shooter. Lofton tonight is 3 of 4. Look on Mark Gottfried's face pretty much tells the story. One more for the former Kentucky Mr. Basketball from Maysville, Kentucky.
Tennessee trying to keep their unbeaten string alive here at home. Only they and Florida are the only two teams to have won all their conference games at home.
Vols looking for their 15th straight, which would be the record. 7:01 to the Volunteers. Torrance got a screen from Davidson, but he didn't roll to the basket. Picked up by Bradshaw. They got a mismatch. If you want to get down low, 10 seconds left. Torrance, the freshman.
My goodness, what a game he has had in this second half.
3 seconds left. Lofton got it away. As the horn sounds to end the game, we're headed to overtime.
That's the only way this game should have been played. An extra 5 minutes.
Alabama and Tennessee headed to OT, deadlocked at 60. 60-60 as we head to overtime. The tying basket by the Alabama freshman Mikal Torrance, playing in only his fourth conference game, and he takes the shot to decide whether they're going to go to overtime or lose. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, watch Torrance right here with a nice maneuver. He was up against Juwan Smith. As you indicated, Tom, earlier, he had 6 steals tonight, or at least so far. We're still 5 minutes more of basketball to be shown. But Torrance, not only with that shot did he tie up the game, but he has had an excellent second half tonight for Alabama. He has run this basketball team from the point guard position tonight.
Torrance came of age and has 8 points tonight, including the one that sends us to OT, the first overtime of the season for Alabama. Tennessee battled Texas in overtime before beating the Longhorns 111 to 105. And overtime underway with Volunteer possession. Lofton for 3.
Well, he cannot buy a basket tonight. I mean, he's only had 2 from beyond that three-point arc.
Davidson with another rebound, Larry, and Lofton is 2 of 13 from the arc. Torrance! The lefty came up short that time, and Bradshaw the other way. 5 rebounds for Dane. Has not scored a point. Chisholm launches a 3. No good. Not sure that was what Bruce Pearl wanted. Davidson with his 13th rebound.
Mark Gottfried feeling very comfortable with Torrance running that point guard position out there.
And why not?
He's had Steele out of that lineup the second half, and Riley lost it.
And then fouls trying to get it back. Ramar Smith, after it went right through the hands of Riley, it'll go in the books as the 18th Tennessee steal.
This actually was an unforced error. Riley just simply did not catch the basketball, and he committed the foul, trying to get it back.
Unbelievable. 26 turnovers by Alabama. Hopefully the shooting has fallen off for Alabama somewhat, and Tennessee has improved slightly. Update those SEC scores for you on our Aaron scoreboard. Free throw no good. Number 14 for Davidson. Final score, Mississippi State and Starkville whips Vandy. So the Bulldogs will have at least a share of first place when all the dust clears tonight. Hendricks set a monster screen. 3-pointer no good though by Tubbs. Here's Hendricks with an offensive board. Missed the putback but was fouled.
That is the biggest offensive rebound of the night for Alabama. And they finally got it from Richard Hendricks, who has been fairly quiet tonight. We've not heard very much from him.
Foul was on Juwan Smith. It's his 4th. Hendricks with only 6 points tonight. Does have 9 rebounds. Averaging 15 a game. At the front of the rim, back of the rim, and down through for Richard Hendricks, giving Bama the 1-point edge, and one more free throw upcoming. Bradshaw out, Howell in for the Volunteers.
If you scripted out this game tonight, it has not been anything like what we expected to see.
Second free throw no good, but Riley collars the offensive board. And back to Torrance at the point guard. Ronald Steele, the old point guard. Knees aching, no doubt, over on the Alabama bench. Torrance to Hendricks for the throwdown.
Big basket again for Alabama. And Hendricks starting to come alive.
And Torrance with a great pass. He's been involved in everything Alabama has done of a positive nature here down the stretch. And Bruce Pearl takes the timeout, facing a 3-point deficit. Timeout. Torrance with the pass to Hendricks. Bama by 3. Overtime at Thompson Bowling Arena, visiting Alabama, leading homestanding Tennessee 63-60. Just told you earlier that we thought Tennessee, while some regard them as on the bubble, had a good chance of getting in. Same for Alabama. 2-1 against top 25 teams. And in a dogfight here at Tennessee tonight. Tennessee has not lost at home, 14-0 tonight. Update you on the shooting. Tennessee for the game, 31%. Only 18.8 from the three-point line. 6 of 32 from three-point land. Alabama, 24 of 53, 45%. They are 7 of 17 from the arc. And a final score from Oxford. Mississippi beats Georgia, so Ole Miss will have a share of the SEC West lead along with Mississippi State. Will Alabama join them? That's yet to be decided. Three-point shot, bad-looking shot from Howell, way off the mark. And then a foul as Hendricks has his 10th rebound.
Duke Cruz commits the foul. Hendricks with another double-double.
Well, he only has 9 points, so he's not quite there yet.
Well, if he makes one of these free throws.
Yeah. Rattles it through, so 10 points, 10 rebounds. His 12th double-double of the season, his 5th in SEC play. Second one no good on the floor to Tennessee, so the Alabama lead is 4. Howell in front court for the Volunteers.
Tennessee looking over the offense. Now Howell's going to run the club.
Alabama's out-rebounded Tennessee 51-37 tonight. There's Lofton with a 3.
It's amazing how he's able to get that shot off.
He has 20 points and just tied Scott Brown of Vanderbilt for 4th on the all-SEC three-point shot list with 288.
He just had a sliver of daylight right there and was able to get it up. 2 Alabama defenders right there.
2.5 left in overtime. Torrance gets a screen from Hendricks, who rolls to the hoop. Picked up by Jawan Smith. Shot clock at 5. Torrance three-pointer, no good. Jawan Smith chases it down for the Volunteers. 7 rebounds for Jawan. So Tennessee a chance to take the lead.
They're back to Lofton again. The freshman Justin Tubbs is guarding him. Here's where you make decisions about who's going to shoot the ball in the crucial moments. And here's the man that can do it.
Less than 2 minutes. Lofton, three-pointer, no good. Tapped in by Cruz.
Well, that was some athletic play there by Cruz.
Tennessee by 1. And Howell fouling Tubbs.
Go back and look at this on the miss by Lofton. Cruz following that ball up. Oh, there's a good offensive play right there.
And Howell fouling Tubbs, and the freshman from Trussville, Alabama, to the free throw line. He has 7 points tonight.
He hasn't shot a lot of free throws this year.
Alabama only 2 of 5 at the free throw line in this overtime period. Weston Tubbs second and no good as well. 2 missed free throws. Cruz hauls down the rebound. It's a 1-point game. Tennessee leads with the ball.
Boy, how important are those free throws? Alabama now 2 for 6 in the overtime period.
Shot clock, 6. 4 to shoot. Lofton gave it up. 2 to shoot. Jawan Smith missing. Battle for the board. Who has it? Tennessee will get it. As Hendricks, or Torrance it was, came down with it, but fell out of bounds for the 27th Alabama turnover.
He got a little bit of a bump, but it really was not a foul. You're not in a position to say that it was the advantage of the other player. Both of them going after the ball.
The most turnovers in an SEC game this season by an SEC team. Lofton.
They've got time. They can run some clock here.
Taking their time as a shot clock. Now down to 10. Lamar Smith. High off the glass and down.
What a play. Freshman really made a terrific play right there.
25 seconds. Timeout, Alabama. It comes at the 26.5 mark. And Alabama will have 1 timeout left in this last 26 seconds.
Let's go back and take a look at Lamar Smith. Watch this freshman make this move down inside. And he got it up and over. A lot of big players in there. Mikal Torrance was right there with him.
So Tennessee with a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Alabama getting the timeout call from Mark Gottfried over at the bench. In fact, they continued to play on. No one could hear him at first, but the clock operator did hear the whistle blow over there and stopped the clock at 26.5. Saturday, some of you will see the Volunteers in Fayetteville. Others will see Mississippi State against Georgia. 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Check your local listings for the Alltel SEC game in your area.
I almost feel like they have to go for a 3 here.
Well, they have time if they want to get the deuce. They get in bounds first, and they throw it away. But Lofton was on the baseline. Now a discussion from the officials.
Ball's got to go to Alabama. Lofton called the timeout, and you can't do that anymore. That's a change in the rule. He tried to call timeout while he was up in the air, but they changed that rule. He goes out of bounds with the ball, and Alabama gets it back.
24.3 on the clock. Lob it into Torrance. Dangerous pass. Got away with it. Riley, screen from Davidson. Riley can't get away from Bradshaw. 15. Three-pointer on its way, no good by Torrance. Follow shot no good by Davidson, but he's fouled. Offensive rebounding. And Jordan Howe commits the Tennessee foul with 9.6 seconds in overtime.
So now Davidson's got to walk up there and make these free throws. Something Alabama has not done well in this overtime.
First free throw of the game for Jamario Davidson, who has scored only 6 points, though he does have 15 rebounds. First one on the money. Childress replaces Bradshaw for Tennessee, and Hollinger in for Hendricks for Alabama. And And Tennessee takes a timeout.
Well, I'm sure the thing Bruce Pearl is doing right now, he's getting his club set up so that on a make or a miss, this is what you're going to do. They've just got to inbound the ball, make sure they put the ball in the hands of the guy that's going to shoot the free throws, and I'm going to assume that's going to be Chris Lofton.
Alabama has one timeout left. Tennessee now down to its final timeout. Tennessee with a season-high 80 shots tonight. They have a tenuous 2-point lead in overtime.
I will say not many of them have gone in.
Hope you'll join us Sunday from Nashville, Kentucky, and Vandy as the Commodores go for the sweep, 2 o'clock Eastern time. Davidson's second free throw, also good. 1-point game. And Childress has to call a timeout. The Vols' final timeout. Unable to get the ball inbounds.
Pretty good defensive work that time by Justin Tubbs. He really had Lofton all wrapped up as Lofton was trying to break to the ball. I was watching Ryan Childress. He almost threw that ball in there, and Tubbs was in great position to make a steal.
So this time they'll have to throw it in. No timeouts remaining for Tennessee. And Alabama has one. Clock shows 9.6 in overtime. Vols by a point.
Well, you got to make sure that Jamario Davidson is guarding the guy throwing the ball in from out of bounds. He's the biggest player on the floor right now with that wingspan. He makes it more difficult for the passer.
And you see Ronald Steele unable to go. Torrance operating at the point down the stretch. Tennessee 6-6 coming into tonight's game. Vanderbilt, having lost tonight, tied with Kentucky for second place in the East. And Tennessee hoping to move within a game of second place. In the West, Ole Miss and Mississippi State have both won tonight. Alabama hoping to keep pace and remain in a three-way tie for first.
Getting kind of exciting out here, isn't it?
The way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So Ronald Steele with those bad knees, unable to go here late in the game, hardly at all in the second half. Only 3 points in the contest. And they get the ball to Lofton. They got to foul him. 5 seconds. Bradshaw, and that'll do it. What was Alabama doing? They needed a foul. Cruz slams it home. Only 1.9. And from backcourt, almost made it. Tubbs let it fly. Alabama needed to foul, and they didn't do it. And Tennessee sets a record, winning their 15th straight at home this season. Our Red Lobster nothing but net shot of the game.
And again, it's the Wayne Cruz tip-in right here. With Duke Cruz following up on the miss by Chris Lofton. Duke Cruz tip-in. That was big for them.
So Tennessee with a win in overtime breaks the 7-game winning streak that Alabama had enjoyed, and Tennessee goes 15-0 at home, tying the most home wins in a single season at Thompson Boling. Hope you enjoyed this overtime game. Tom Hammond for Larry Conley. So long from Knoxville.